hard and met fast by number 31 of that defense, Daryl Green, a name that I have said again and again tonight. Daryl Green making a huge tackle.
Welcome to 24-Hour Sports Show, and now here with Daryl Green. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And today I'm just going into the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people, when I did the video on the Eagles, they said that I didn't know what I was talking about. They said I had an ill-informed take. They said I was biased. Some people even said I was a Cowboys fan, which I would never, ever be a day in my life. Steelers till I die. But, a lot of people said that. And I foreseen some of these issues that would happen with this team. Like I said, this is one of the teams that I'm still not sold on in the NFC. I see the 7-0 record. I see the MVP votes. I see all of that. I see all of the hype, but I'm still not sold. I think Dallas Goedert being out is a big hit, is a big part of what's going on recently. But watching the game, I'm getting a feeling of predictability with the Eagles. I can predict some of their plays. I can predict what they're going to do. And that's not a good place to be in. Like I said, it's just certain things that have to get cleaned up. And I thought the Colts, they played a great game. I never would have thought that I would be saying that the Eagles were not the most physical team in the game, but the Colts were more physical than the Philadelphia Eagles in that game. They played hard. And Jalen Hurts, a lot of people said this hurt his MVP case, but if anything, I think it raised it through the roof because that's the only reason you won this game. Your run game wasn't great. Offensive line didn't get a lot of push in that game, and Jalen Hurts scrambling, making throws, just being efficient. And when the game went bad, he didn't make it worse. He stayed the course. He kept them with the opportunity to make a play and win the game. He didn't start pressing. He didn't throw any interceptions. He fumbled, but that was a protection scheme, which I didn't like. But other than that, it's just a lot of things. And I'm going to show exactly what I mean when I say the offense is getting a bit predictable. But you know how we do it? Let's roll the tape. Okay, so the first play I want to show you. Right here, we have a screen and go by the Philadelphia Eagles. But look at the middle linebacker. The middle linebacker is going to play the guy who's bubbling out. And what does this do? This forces the corner to have to think about that because the running back has the advantage or the number 3 receiver. Whoever, if they motion a guy out, if the guy's lined up at the number 3 spot, whatever, it's the same concept. So whoever is essentially the number 3 receiver, he has an advantage. He has an angle on the linebacker or the guy closest to the inside trying to get to him. So as a corner, you're thinking, sometimes we always see it. We see it with Jalen Ramsey. We see it with Patrick Peterson in that game against the Cowboys. Corners love to jump screen routes because what does it do? It's a highlight play. It makes you look good. So that's what I'm thinking about here. In the corner, he has to think about that because if this receiver blocks him and the other nickel corner, the running back is gone. The safety is the only guy left. So we have to play that accordingly. And what does that do? That gives A.J. Brown time to set up his move, and then he just beats the guy. Because he think he's coming to block him when really he's running a go. And then Jalen Hurts places a great ball, touchdown. But I want to show you how the Colts played it, and this is why I say predictability. Okay, so this is the same concept. It's a fake screen and go. However, the number 2 and 3 receiver are going to run the go routes, and the number 1 receiver is going to bubble in. But what the Colts do that the Steelers didn't do, that they could have did, which is a better way to play this concept, they send their nickel guy and let the linebacker on the inside or a safety, whoever you put in that position, it doesn't matter. But they let the guy inside the box run with the number 3 receiver. And then the safety is over the top. So if the linebacker can't keep up with the number 3 receiver, the safety has his back. If the number 1 guy can't keep up with the outside receiver, the safety has his back. So it's a safer, better scheme against a look like this. And this is Stephon Gilmore. You're not going to fool him too many times. So he never even, he bit a little bit, but he never got out of position. He never was really sold on the screen. And we're going to see that when the play rolls. But let the nickel play the bubble. Let the linebacker run with number 3. And it's a bit of predictability. For the Eagles, from their perspective, this is a shot play. This is a touchdown play. We need 6 when we run this concept. but they didn't get it because why? The Colts are ready for this same exact type of look. And like I said, Jalen Hurts played exceptional. He's number 2 in my MVP race. I got Mahomes at 1, but he still played exceptional. He won this game with his legs and his arm. The touchdown late, the running touchdown late, it's great. I mean, what can you say about it? You know, the first half, it wasn't pretty, but he found a way to win. But right here, this is just a throw, for the next level of Jalen Hurts, for that progression. I would like to see him go to Devontae Smith right here. We got man coverage, and it's Devontae Smith against a corner across the middle of the field. The safety's held. He's flat-footed right here. And, I mean, we know a lot of the times the safety's going to give help to the side with A.J. Brown. I mean, that's Stephon Gilmore. So he's not as rushed to get over to that side. But all it takes is a little pass fake and then come back across the middle to Devontae Smith. That's the next step in that progression. But Jalen Hurts played well. Like I said, offensive line. This team got out-physicaled. They got out-physicaled. It's no way around it. Yes, they won, but we got to stop that narrative of a win is a win. We got to stop that narrative. You see what the 49ers did to the Cardinals? That's what the Eagles need to be doing to these teams because it's the Commanders and the Colts. 2 back-to-back weeks where you could separate yourself from the field, and you're showing us that you're closer to these teams than we thought you were further away from them. And right here, linebacker. What is the left guard doing? What is the left guard doing? Either he blocks the play side linebacker or he blocks the weak side linebacker. But you can't block nobody. You can't block nobody. You have to get a hand on somebody. I don't care if it's a push, just a push with your left arm and get them out the way or something. But this is all, like I said, great defense by the Colts and filling gaps. And look at everybody else. They're not moving anybody. This is no push off the offensive line. If the linebacker just runs in the gap free. This is a tackle for loss because the run game just wasn't there with Miles Sanders. And I'm not sure if it's the Miles Sanders thing or is it more of an offensive line thing, but their short run game is just not efficient. And like I said, I understand that the Colts got some pressure on Jalen Hurts, but the offensive line is good. Right here, this is some of the things that I'm talking about because I say scheme instead of players. If we're running a backside post, this play was a backside post to Quez Watkins, and he was open. But instead, we get a strip fumble. But that's not what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on the route. I'm focused on why do we have a running back blocking an edge rusher when we know we have to throw back across the field? How is the running back supposed to hold up against a starting defensive end? That is what I'm not understanding. And I see the left tackle blocked down. I'm not sure. Okay, so the defensive end is lined up in a wide 9. So either the left tackle should pick this up, or maybe because it is a throwback to Quez Watkins, that's why the running back picks him up. But either way, the left tackle has to block this. He has to. The running back, and we know that we need time to throw back across the field. I'm just not a fan of that. And we seen in this game, a lot of those RPO throwing lanes, they're starting to get clogged up. Linebackers are starting to get smarter. Defensive coordinators are starting to get smarter. And they're playing those RPOs with a lot more success than what we've seen early on in the season. So it's going to be interesting to see how they add wrinkles into that, how they adjust out of that. But right here, this is a read option play. And the Colts defensive coordinator called a sensational game. The Eagles are not looking like themselves these past 2 weeks. Uncharacteristic penalties, uncharacteristic fumbles, and Dallas Goedert, he's on IR. So something has to shake because you're playing the Packers and you're playing the Titans. 2 tough games coming up in these next 2 weeks. You don't want to find yourself struggling to win that division with the Cowboys because I believe they're going to keep winning. So it's just going to be interesting to see. Right now, if I had to give my NFC rankings for teams, I would give San Francisco, I would give Philadelphia, and then I would give Dallas. That's my 3. That's my NFC.